Well, I guess the most crazy thing that happened to us, the computer frigging blew up. So we had to get a new Mac computer. But for those weeks while we were waiting for that to be made, so stressful because you're like a workman without your work tools. So as you can imagine, it was an absolute nightmare for us.
On top of that, we had situations like yesterday where we was on the motorways in England all day long, and it was a nightmare. We spent about 12 hours driving. So yeah, the travelling.
22-hour day altogether, weren't it? Yeah. A couple of hours sleep and then flying over here. So
yeah, I mean, on top of that, I think one of the most fundamental things is writer's block. With a lot of tracks to do and a short deadline. We've got to come up, be creative on cue, and it can be really difficult. But with the three of us, we're always bouncing ideas off each other.
We never stop until we're satisfied.
Yeah, and just at that point when you think there's nothing else going to happen, boom.
And with there being three of us, we always, if we always are the last man to decide the vote, which is always helpful. Always helps.
Yeah.
Well, as artists and producers, to work with these guys, they're at the top of their game, and we're aspiring artists, hungry to learn. So getting in the studio with these guys, we've learnt so much, and it's really changed our sound, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's been a great process, absolutely fantastic.
And ever since growing up listening to hardcore, again, as Joey mentioned, these are idols for us. So what started off as you becoming friends with them and just going to a few gigs and a few beers to then eventually end up to get creative and make tracks together in the studio. It's just a fundamental dream coming true for us.
These are the guys that 10 years ago we used to travel to Holland every weekend and we used to watch them as fans ourselves, so we're really honoured to be able to make tracks in their studio with those guys. So one of our tracks is Fuck the Rules. It originally started as a t-shirt, and we thought we'll make a track, and it's what we're all about. We always fuck the rules. We don't really listen to anybody, so yeah, fuck the rules.
For me, it's the collab with Erwin, with Nosferatu, is just special anyway for me. But then when we debuted it at Dominator, just the whole thing that happened with the stage lifting up while the breakdown was on, it was really, really emotional. It just cemented it for me as my favourite track on the album. That's called Who Are You to Judge Me?
I think for me, my favourite track is Play My Game, featuring MC Jeff, and that's a collab we've done with The Player. He's a great production hero of mine, and just being able to sit in the studio and combine our melodies with his work and see that finished piece of music then getting played at a big show like Dominator and just destroying the place. Yeah, it's really special for me.
Yeah, me.
No, it's me.
I think, like as Joey mentioned earlier, he does all of the sort of engineering for us, but we're all sort of together in the studio, and we don't ever leave that place until we are all 100% happy with the track. And if we look back over the past 5 years since we all started working together, it's pretty crazy to think of the amount of arguments we've had, because you could count them on one hand, really.
Yeah, I know, and it's just when we do have arguments, it's just it kind of shows how passionate we are about what we do, and we always resolve them, and it's always for the best. We always take a step back and and do what's best for the music and for us as a brand.
Definitely, because it's all about a business as well, and we're very good at separating sort of our personal friendships and the business thing and focusing on that. So.
I think with it being three guys, we always cast a vote and get to a good decision and always get a decent result. So
it's a democracy.
I'm the boss. Because basically it's the only time anyone can understand what he's saying.
That's when I get to practice my English. So
no, there is actually a track, Fuck the Fame and Fortune, I collab with Party Razor. I did a little bit of the vocal on there, but no, in all seriousness, Joey's the front man on the microphone, so when we're in the studio...
it's something I've done for years, so it's one of my strong points, so if I'm out on the front of the stage with a microphone, I'm as well doing it in the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, very important. I mean, was really happy to get signed. We met George in Ibiza. I was supposed to meet George in Ibiza for a meeting one time.
But Ibiza's a beefer.
Ibiza's a beefer. We didn't meet George, and a few months later we got together, we had a chat, and we signed to Hardcore Blasters, which has been absolutely amazing.
Hardcore Blasters proudly present a new exclusive hardcore formation, Destructive Tendencies.
And for me, just having that backing of a big brand that's sort of helping you drive your strategies, as we've mentioned before, it's a lot about business as well. So having something that you can tie up with really closely that helps you do things like what we're doing now, and really having someone to lean on, because whilst we're in the studio making the music, all the stuff that goes on in the background, the designs of the artwork and the record releases and the distribution of it all, it's just pivotal really for any artist's career to have a really good label like Hardcore Blasters.
Yeah, I think the longer we've been there as well, the better the relationship's got. You know, from a creative standpoint, they really want to get involved in what we do, and you know, listen to our ideas, which is great from a record. You know, from an artist to a record label. To have that, you know, creative freedom, and they just they harness that and encourage it, and it's just great to be a part of it.
For me, a big highlight of our career was this year, Harmony of Hardcore.
Yeah.
And we actually made the anthem, we made the CD, we headlined the festival and we closed the festival, and it's to maybe 30,000 people or something, so that made us very happy.
A lot of tick boxes there, man.
Yeah,
it was really
one event,
yeah, for one event, it was awesome. Big thing, sort of, that was last year. I mean, Sound Becomes One, man.
Yeah, Sound Becomes One. I mean, it's a track we done with Party Razor. It became a huge track throughout the course of the year, but we never really envisaged what it would become.
No.
It was voted the #1 hardcore track of the year. You know,
huge,
and on YouTube it's had, well, as this probably airs, there'll be 1 million views on YouTube,
Absolutely
which
crazy.
for us and for anything in the hardcore scene is, you know, quite an achievement, and we're incredibly
proud.
proud of that track.
Yeah,
you know, there's loads of people who've got it tattooed all over them, the whole lyrics on their back or on their arms.
It's crazy. We get so many messages all the time, new tattoos with the lyrics on, and it's pretty wild to think that was some tracks we wrote.
Even people who don't even like hardcore
seem to find a connection with it because of the words that are in there. It's pretty inspiring, really.
How about you, Mick?
Yeah, I think Dominator this year, boys, was something else. We played a live album showcase for Slave to the Darkness on the main stage, but as part of it, we were to have a little interview with BBC Radio 1. They're the world's biggest radio station, so they were coming doing a little interview, but it turned into a full day. So this guy, Chris from the Scott Mills show, he had no idea about hardcore, he had no idea what it was at the start of the programme that aired just recently. You can hear him say, "What is this kind of music? What have I let myself in for?"
Yeah, but we really took him under our wing that day, didn't we?
Of course we did. We literally just said to him, you know, he was saying, "What would you say to somebody?" Yeah. What would you say to somebody that doesn't like this music, like me, for example, that's just come here? And we said, you know, it's not just about the music; it's about the production, you know, the people, and it's about the family. And he's heard that a lot, the family. And you know what? He came along and he was absolutely blown away. We took him on the main stage.
Yeah, we took him on.
Joey gave him a shout out.
Him on there, shouted out to the crowd.
And he stood in front of 40,000 people, didn't he, as Joey introduced him. And
he was saying it was the best moment in his life.
Yeah, and so this is a guy that's sort of meeting Beyonce, David Guetta, all these people he's interviewed, and for him to come and do this at an event with us and say it was one of the best moments of his life was absolutely incredible for us as artists and for hardcore as a whole. DT style.
You've done it already.
We don't want to be pigeonholed by any genre.
No, man.
Like the track "Fuck the Rules" says, you know, genre means nothing to us. Speed means nothing.
Tempo,
It's all about just creating emotions on the dance floor, whether that's people getting their aggression out to our fast beats, or you know, our euphoric, you know, breakdowns, and you know, feeling the music. We just want to see the crowd reacting, and when the beat drops to them, for them to go crazy. And it doesn't matter, you know, what the speed is, like we say, or you know, what style it is. As long as the music does that, then that's all that's important.
Definitely.
We see a lot of DJs that they keep to the same style and the same speed, and we just like to vary as much as possible and play what we like to play.
Get my life back. See my family, shave my hair, all the usual stuff.
I think
keep this makeup on though.
It's been such a crazy time, you know, since March pretty much. Just been non-stop in the studio. That it's going to be good just to take, you know, some stock and spend some time with, you know,
definitely
my partner, you know, our friends, family, you know, and do some normal stuff for a little bit. But yeah, we've still
thinking of the career-wise.
We've still got lots of gigs to do, so on that front we'll still be working hard. But the studio will maybe take a little on the back burner for a little bit, but we'll be back. You know,
comes back with that creativeness when you've been trying to do so much stuff.
But we definitely need a break, especially after how much work we've done on this.
100%. So yeah, we're just looking forward to having a total doing nothing, to be honest.
Don't really have much spare time, do we? I mean, music, you know, it has been my life and the boys' life for a long time now. But you know, when I do have any spare time, I usually spend it with my girlfriend because she's much deserving of it and very patient with me. You know, and just doing stuff that normal people do. You know, go bowling, go to the cinema,
Get beat at bowling is what you meant to say.
watch the football. You know, just you know, normal stuff.
So if you didn't catch that, Joy's girlfriend beat him at bowling. Don't let him skip over it. Just same as what Joy said, really, just doing normal stuff. I do like to travel. My girlfriend lives in Sweden, so going over there when I can, when it's a spare weekend on a very rare one's nice. And just, it sounds really boring, but it's not to us because we're just so busy.
Yeah, we're sick of having the time of our lives, aren't we?
So yeah, and visiting other parties as well. So particularly in the UK, it's good for us. Different genres of music, going out and seeing bands and things, and going to some different festivals. Went to Boomtown recently. Just doing normal stuff, really.
I really like the festival culture in the UK. The sort of hippie vibe you get, and it's all more chilled out. And the music's not like what we play, and it's so that's the thing that I like to do in my tiny bit of spare time that I get.